Hello, this is Sebastian Mueller doing speech number 3. Okay. How can parts of this world still have governments that enforce religion and beliefs on its people and take rights away, such as the freedom to speak or protest? I'm here today to highlight ways in which one can support the citizens of countries where certain rights are not available and therefore make life and freedom more difficult to obtain for them. Helping the world little by little through our own actions brings us one step closer to achieving social and religious freedoms for all members of this world. And the more effort and people that work towards that future, the quicker it will come. For my first main point, speak up. We as Americans have the ability to protest and should use this to our advantage. Speaking out can catch the attention of nations' leaders, news sources, and other larger organizations. With more power behind the topic you're speaking for, the easier it will be to enforce change. Talking to others about the subject of foreign civil policy and rights can help expand to more people for support and awareness. Talk to others about subjects of foreign civil rights and can help expand to more people for support and awareness. You can also talk to friends and family about foreign civil rights. If anyone will support you in your interest in helping others, it will be your loved ones. Awareness is crucial for getting help for others. If people don't know about the issue, then they can't help. Speaking about issues is one way to combat barriers to human rights, but there are more direct routes towards change for human rights, such as volunteering or donating. Now, for my second main point, volunteering and donating to human rights organizations. Donating to organizations whose goals are to serve and support the cause for humanitarian rights and advancement can help achieve goals pertaining to my thesis. For Iran, I already mentioned CHRI during my first speech, which is the Center for Human Rights in Iran. But there are countless organizations for different countries or international overall that you can support through your own finances. That money goes to labor, women, children, and religious rights in hopes of change for the future of Iran and its people. Volunteering for an organization whose goals are to serve and support the cause for humanitarian rights and advancement can help achieve goals pertaining to my thesis. Amnesty International focuses on lobbying in order to gain the attention of political leaders to make change for certain world issues within the regions of human rights. So volunteering with organizations like Amnesty International can push and advocate for direct help in other countries, again, such as Iran, or certain third world countries where freedoms aren't as easy to come by as we have in the US. Volunteering can be taken a step further through lobbying, which can directly alter the goals of a political leader or congressman, organization, anything for our nation. So, for my last main point, lobbying. A combination of both protest and volunteering, the previous part of my speech gave the details of this powerful tool. But what can it do? Lobbying can inform congressmen or political leaders about world issues, such as human rights in Iran. If successful, these issues can be discussed in meetings for foreign policy, or even in Congress, which can definitely shift the government's view to said issues. Okay, the focus is on the issue. Now what? So the Iranian government can be tried for violations of human rights and be forced to change its rules or laws. It's a stretch, but it's not entirely impossible. What's more likely is humanitarian support from our government or a domino effect of other countries shifting its view on Iranian politics and human rights. So in conclusion, again, helping the world little by little through our own actions brings us one step closer to achieving social and religious freedoms for all members of our world, and the more effort and people that work towards that future, the quicker it will come. I hope I have made it clear how one can support citizens of countries where certain rights aren't available and therefore make freedom more accessible for them. The rights of the people lay in the hands of the people, and the only way to help is through support of others and their abilities. And that's all I got. Any questions?
Of the methods that you mentioned, what do you think is the most effective?
I would think lobbying. It's very difficult to lobby correctly because do you guys know what lobbying is? No?
Yeah.
Okay, so lobbying is where a volunteer tries to change the viewpoint of someone, so like a politician, just by running into them. So if you get wind of a politician staying in your town or in a hotel, and you go to that hotel and you catch them on the way out, or you try to organize a meeting with them, or you get them food or dinner, and while they're eating, you can discuss the issues that's going on. So like for Iran, I would say, oh, the hijab laws shouldn't be mandatory, and I would explain and give backstory on why they shouldn't be. Congressman takes that to the government, and it can work through the system of our government, make it to Congress, and hopefully international laws. So it's difficult, but it's possible. Any other questions?
So would you consider yourself a believer in the mindset that we should like help other countries like as quickly as we can, or do you think that we should stay more focused on resolving our own issues first?
That's a really difficult question, because I mean, as like U.S. taxpayers, you know, we're paying to solve our own problems. I do believe that some of that money should go to international issues. I think there was like a $400 million bill that went to Ukraine today, a week or two ago. I think that's an absurd amount of money to be sending, especially for a war that we're technically not supposed to be a part of. But for rights like what's going on in Iran, where people are being killed just to protest the hijab, I think we should give a little bit of support for things like that. Maybe not on a scale of like $400 million. Like, we're just pushing money in Ukraine, you know? But for something like the Muslim Iranian regime that's going on, I think we should help the women and children of Iran. Yeah. All right, that's all. Thank you.